So I had planned to watch the 2025 remake, but apparently it was only released in limited theaters. I started watching movies in theaters again in early 2020 before COVID, and this is the first time I've run into that problem. So honestly, I'm kind of surprised. But anyway, I finally watched the 1984 original, and it's kind of bizarre. The sequels, I've reviewed them all on my channel because the sequel reuses all the clips from the first movie, from what I heard. So I just decided to watch that one from 2 to 5, and then the 2012 remake. And now here we are to talk about this movie. The acting's bizarre, the character decisions are bizarre, everything about this movie is bizarre. But there are some solid kills. So let's get to it. Um, the movie, it starts off with these parents going to go visit a grandpa who's like catatonic. He hasn't talked in years. He just sits in a chair. And soon as they leave the room, he decides to traumatize Billy. He's like, "Don't you know Christmas Eve is the scariest time of the year? I'd be scared too if I was you. Santa Claus punishes naughty children. Have you been naughty?" He just goes fucking nuts soon as the parents leave the room. And they even say that his condition's worsened. So he's clearly like faking it for some reason. And then the first thing he does of breaking character is traumatize their 8-year-old kid. I I don't get it at all. Um Very strange. So, they end up leaving. He tells them about what Grandpa said. They're like, "Oh, did Grandpa talk to him?" And they actually believe him. In most horror movies, they wouldn't believe him, but they do. They believe him. And they are like, "No, Grandpa's just kind of a crazy old kook. You shouldn't listen to him." And, they end up cutting to hours later because I guess Grandpa's really far away. And it's nighttime now. And they see Santa in the street. And even though they clearly know that he's afraid of Santa now, they are like, "Hey, look, Santa's out in the road. Should we wake Billy up?" When it's just a fucking random stranger that they don't know. And I guess they trust him because he's wearing a Santa outfit. Even though, obviously they don't know this, but we just saw him murder a gas station employee for 31 bucks earlier. He's not a good guy. So then he decides to kill the husband and tries to sexually assault the wife. And then when she defends herself, he decides to just kill her. I don't see why he would do that. The sexual assault was clearly there for shock value, which I don't appreciate at all. I don't think sexual assault should be in movies, but it's here. Um, he wants to kill Billy. Billy ran and hid, and he's like, "Where are you at, you little bastard?" And then the movie just kind of cuts to after, so I guess he got away. And even though he was willing to kill this 8-year-old kid, a child, uh, he doesn't want to kill the baby for some reason because he has a brother Ricky who's in the back seat. He was going to kill an 8-year-old, but he drawed the line at a baby, I guess. So now we flash forward to him being in a nursing home. Well, not a nursing home, a place with a bunch of nuns. He draws a disturbing thing in class of Santa Claus killing a reindeer, doing bad stuff. And they refuse to acknowledge it's because of his trauma. Several nuns, mainly like the mother or whatever they call her, the sister, head mother. I don't fucking know. I already forgot. Uh, I don't get religious shit. She just will not accept that. She straight up tries to say that an 8-year-old is too young to remember the trauma of his like parents getting murdered in front of him. That he's just like acting out for some reason. Like he made a picture of Santa Claus murdering something, and his parents were murdered by someone dressed in a Santa outfit. And she can't put two and two together? She deserved to die in this movie, but unfortunately she doesn't. So did the fucking rapist Santa at the beginning of the movie. Um, Flash forward to 10 years later, he gets a job and they make him play Santa, which surprisingly he takes a little bit well, like not too well. He does like threaten a child, but he doesn't like have a breakdown because of wearing the Santa outfit. He ends up having a breakdown because one of his coworkers tries to rape another coworker. And then that's when he has the breakdown. So he goes and saves her and kills the guy. And then for some reason, she gets mad at him. Like, I'd understand her being scared, running away, something, someone just got killed in front of her, even if it was a guy that tried to rape her. But no, she tells him he's crazy and hits him when he just saved her life, or, rather stopped her from being assaulted. You know, so now we got to see this poor girl who was just assaulted get killed too. No need for that. Then the store owners get killed. The guy gets killed off screen, and then the girl gets shot with an arrow. Really cool kill, in my opinion. Um, there's also like a random couple that gets killed later, and there's a really cool kill with the deer. It's iconic. They did it in the remake too, the 2012 remake, and it was awesome. Um, so yeah, what's next? Uh, oh yeah, somehow, even though every time he's killed somebody, there's never been any witnesses around, the police say that there's a Santa Claus killer going around. So then we get like a very small montage of cops looking around for people dressed as Santa Claus and trying to arrest them. One of them's a dad tucking in his daughter in bed, stuff like that. And then eventually they kill Father O'Brien, who was never established in the movie, which I think is piss poor writing. Even for a cheesy 80s movie, they should have shown him early in the movie and established that he was deaf. But yeah, we get told, oh yeah, the reason he didn't respond to the police telling him to stop was because he was deaf, and that's why he got shot to death. Um, Halfway through the movie, they also establish like the whole thing of the sister being concerned that he has to work as Santa Claus in the store, but then it doesn't really go anywhere. She doesn't appear until there's like 18 minutes left in the movie, and she never like tells them that it's a bad idea. She's just got like a scared look on her face, which weird writing. Like, oh, she knows that he might snap. She's not gonna tell anybody though. Uh, then he goes to the orphanage and he gets shot and killed. And then his little brother Ricky, um, who for some reason, even though like, yeah, he was a baby, he looks like he's 8 now. Shouldn't he be more like, 14 years old, not 8? Like, okay, so yeah, the movie ends with like, oh yeah, now his brother's messed up too, and he's gonna become a killer, which is obviously what the sequel ended up doing.